and welcome to another episode of What's Your Grails. I'm your host, Tony Sanders, and tonight with me is a special guest, and he's showing his face. We have Bubs Comics.
What's going on, y'all?
So, man, I'm glad to get you in here. I love the stuff you put up. You got some great books. You show some interesting stuff. You talk about some knowledgeable things. And man, like I said, like for a long time, like I was just telling you a minute ago, like I never knew what you looked like. And then the other day, like you did the video and you were like showing your face, and I was like, oh, Bubs is showing his face.
That's
So,
awesome, man. I didn't used to show my face at all. I only started a couple times ago, as you said, but it doesn't really. I always said if somebody invited me on their chat, then I would. So that's all good. So I don't mind at all. It's not really about hiding myself or any of that stuff. It's more just about enjoying the books and focusing on that stuff and kind of doing that. So it's all good.
oh yeah, and like well, heck, I started out, no face, like, and then like I love the no faces show y'all do on Monday. DS, man, I love like DS. DS got a cool collection. Instagram, I was just watching. I looked on Instagram, and he said he has some more Golden Age fuel for the fire. Like,
Yeah,
did you
that's
see what he,
crazy, isn't it?
did you see what he posted? Speaking of DS, there he is in the chat.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, get on there. I didn't pay attention. Hey,
So,
what's going on?
oh, hey, what's up? Shout out to TiVo, Lords of the Long Boxes. Sub them up, man. If you have not subbed up TiVo, sub him up, man. We got to get him back up to 1,000. We got to get him up over 1,000, actually. I'm sub to him. Everybody else, you need to go sub up Lords of the Long Box. And actually, speaking of TiVo, he tagged me in his top 50 video, so I'll be making a top 50 video too. So I'm tag Bubs, you're it.
Oh man, top 50, like
Top 50.
follow. Oh
Yeah.
man, I gotta dig now.
It
I
goes
might make it right after this though, because I already got like 10 books pulled, so that's only 40 to go.
yeah. So I'm making mine this weekend. So I'm gonna do mine this weekend, and I'm tagging you already. And if you haven't seen TiVo's video, go check it out on his channel, Lords of the Long Box, his top 50 video. He's got some fire out there, man. I'm telling you, he's throwing some grails up there. Speaking of grails, Bub, I usually ask people what
Yeah.
is their holy grail. So what would be your holy grail?
Now, is my holy grail something I own or something I don't own or what?
Something. Well, if you own, I mean, like if you own it, then I guess if it's a holy grail to you and you own it, then that's your holy grail. But if you don't own it, what would it be? Like,
Well, like my first big grail, look at me, in arm's reach always, was gonna be my Hulk 180, and that's because like my wife got that for me, and so that was a big deal for me. I know the glare's bad, but
oh no, that's good,
so
man.
so that's a big deal for me was getting that book. And even still, after I got my also in arm's reach, the other arm, after I got my Hulk 181.
I'm not a
I,
club member yet, but I am.
oh,
Yeah, I am not. Yeah, unfortunately I am not, but I know that I am. I always lose a 180. I am a 180 member though. I have the one.
Woo!
Yeah, Grail Bros.
Absolutely. And that's,
So,
this is first appearance right there. I don't care what anybody says. Even, well, like before I got, so here's the deal. So,
all right. So,
when I got back into collecting comics, there's something I really enjoyed about your channel is that we kind of have a similar story in that the reaction of other people, and this, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I see it in your face. So you can deny it, but it ain't a correction. It's just a denial. So like when people find out that you've only been back into collecting for like less than a couple of years, right?
yeah.
And you're like after Dallas Expo, right? So when people find that out, they're like, "What? Like I didn't know. Like who let you in the club? They didn't check. Like they didn't check your ID. How you get in? I didn't know. I feel like I've been robbed, and cheated, and lied to. Like that's how everybody acts. Like when you tell them like you've only been back into collecting for a year or two, they're like, "What? Oh man." So anyway, that's like me too. I got back into collecting in August of 2017. So I've
See,
only been so I'm making 2 years of collecting this month. So but man, I started with one book in August 2017. I had one book before that I kept from my childhood collection, and now I've got like 2,500. So you can get a lot,
Yeah,
in 2 years
like
focusing.
like oh yeah, and it's like yeah, like I said, my wife she said like it's getting ridiculous in here. The man cave is like we're fortified in here. She can't take over. I think she's upset with me and the kids because she can't take over. We got it. We've got. I've got fortresses of stacks. Not slab dragon, but I got a
No,
stack. I got a fortress over here.
that's awesome. Yeah, my wife's got a couple of corners of this room, and I encroach on them every time I get another book. And I involve her a lot in this journey. Every time I pick up a book, say over $20 or so, then she's right there with me and hunting for it and selecting it and seeing which one's best and which one I should be going after. So anytime there's a book that's like even a little bit feminine turn, I'm like, well, that's going in your corner. You liked it and I like it. So like my tech, I always forget the number of it, but the first Batgirl,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, Silver Age. I forget, 389 or 289 or something like that. So my first, so that one's on her corner. My Rifleman 10, the log cover,
Yeah,
guys, that's in her corner because she liked watching the Rifleman with me. And I've got a Ladies' Home Journal, which is like a big old book, like that big. Like it's big. It's like the size of a Time Life book, like a treasury kind of size, a little bigger even. And that's got the first published works by Dr. Wortham and to,
Oh,
to the
really?
general public.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's got like it was published before the Seduction of
The
the
book?
Innocent.
Oh, yeah, before the book?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's published before that. And in fact, when you open the first page of Seduction of the Innocent, the book, it has a forward in it that says that a section of this was already published in Ladies' Home Journal and November 1953. So anyway, that's hanging in her corner. And then like in her workout corner here, she's got a treadmill which doubles as my arcade. She's got there's several like She-Hulk and she likes Dracula, so two more Dracula ones up there. So we mix it up a little. So I've been encroaching on her space for a while, but she
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know how it is. Like, yeah, she was like, oh, because, like, we actually have a spare room where I could do the man cave, but I love the setup in here. The mantle just looks great.
oh
And she's just like, she's got plans, but the plans are null and void. But I'm going to show these two right here. Shouts out to TiVo, because I'm going to hit you twice with two of my grails. You know, I'm a Captain Marvel.
yeah, I
So
know.
So those are two of my little girls. And
Nice.
shouts out to my bro. I got issues for sending me this, man. Thanks, bro. Like much love to the community to him. Like, and if you haven't checked out, I got issues. He was just on with White Whale on comics for therapy and issues.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. So check that out. But yeah, this is something he sent me, and then like that's something I picked up on
I
an
love that
auction.
one.
And yeah, so but what's funny is like I love Captain Marvel, but I hate the green and white costume. I never did like that. I never
I
like.
like that one. I like it because it's the only one that's really different than all the other incarnations of Captain Marvel. Like all the other incarnations of Captain Marvel have some red in them, at least some, and
Oh
then
yeah,
some even have a lot of blue and everything else. But I love that green and white because it's so different than the
oh
others. But
yeah. So speaking of some Captain Marvel, well I got a little Captain Marvel, but like she used to be Miss Marvel
oh
when she
yeah,
started out, and then she turned into Captain Marvel.
yeah, that's nice.
So so
Those are hot books.
before, after.
I like the before. I know the other one. She got a big old spider wrapped around her. That's scary.
Yeah, yeah. Like this book actually was like this is like one I was when I first got back into collecting. This is like a one I hunted down. Me and my son, McDonald's drive-through,
Oh yeah.
eBay, $100. Wife said I was crazy.
She had no idea what was coming, did she?
No, no.
Like that ain't crazy. Hold my beer. I'll show you.
oh, oh man. So
Oh,
I know like y'all like you and DS and Metarog do the No Faces chat on Monday, and
yeah.
like And like I gotta get DS on here. He doesn't show his face. He doesn't show his face, but I gotta get DS on here. He's got to show
He
some of
shows his face all week long, man. He's on Tuesday nights. I think he does. Most Tuesday nights they do the Golden Guys, him and
yeah, yeah,
JD and Knights of Old,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then they
yeah.
have other guys on there too. He shows his face on there. And if anybody invites him to anything, but he won't show it on his own channel, I think he thinks he's
Really?
hiding. Yeah, he ain't
Because
hiding.
every time I get on his channel, I'm like, all right, he never shows his face, but I'm like, all right, like, okay. And then, like, has he ever like on Instagram? I don't think he's ever like
No.
not on Instagram either. Like, I get on Instagram that crazy, so I don't care. So,
Yeah, me too. And he doesn't do a lot of videos anymore. Really, he'll put out like a couple videos a month. So
oh, that's all good. I'll get him on here. DS,
yeah, get him. Yeah, he's down
DS,
for a
yeah,
live show.
yeah,
Always give
DS.
him a reason to shave and take a shower once a month or whatever he does. He'd be in good shape.
He,
I'm messing
he
with him.
says, look, yeah, he says, wait, hold on, let me highlight it. Hold on.
I love it.
I'll
Well,
show that.
I didn't know what you meant by grails. I mean, I know what you meant. I've seen the show and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
But
good.
the way that I hunt, like for my bigger grails, is I kind of look at artists. I'm kind of a grail hunter by artist.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm a key hunter by title. So if I'm only going to have one book in that title, then I want the grail book out of that title. So that's
yeah.
what I do. But as far as it goes for the artists, like I picked out a bunch of books that to me are the best representation of that artist that I own. You
Oh
know,
yeah, so
and
they could be as well as artists, what we would call artist grails, as well
yeah,
as key grails as well, basically.
yeah,
So
it could because it could intersect, but
yeah,
it doesn't always. For instance, which I don't have it handy. I mean, I could get
but
it, but
that
it
would
ain't no
fall
big
into the
deal.
category of personal grail though, if it doesn't cross the key grail. Still
I
personal.
agree. I agree. It'd be personal growth. So like this one here is cheap. Like some of these books are like dollar books almost. Not many of them, but this one is like Frank Cho's one of my favorite artists. So this is Jungle Girl season 2, number 2, the Frank Cho cover. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah, I can see
Let me
tentacles and
just
all. Oh, it's signed. Yeah,
uh,
you got a sign, don't you?
yeah, and I've got it signed. If I turn that off, that'll kill some of the glare. So there's signed by Frank Cho up there. And there you go. She's battling the big old puss right there, and she's winning. So I love that one. Signed by Frank Cho. So like he's one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites is Wally Wood. And there's some. This is some golden age here. It's weird. It's an EC book, Weird Science number 10. And there's just some awesome Wally Wood art right there.
That is cool.
Big Wally Wood fan. I've got a lot of his risque stuff. Like my collection is like
Oh, the first time I heard, like JD has he had some one time. I seen some of that.
yeah. Yeah, me and JD have a lot of the same collecting style when it comes to older books. Like he collects all the jungle titles and stuff like that, and I do too.
Hmm.
So there's like a Wally Wood book, and then in the same kind of vein as Wally Wood, I like Dave Stevens. So he's a guy that did the Rocketeer, right?
Oh,
So
oh, I see that book.
so here's a nice Airboy right there. Uh,
If y'all know what that is, y'all should know because I see that everywhere. I be like,
and that's
oh,
Valkyrie right there. So that to me is like the best Dave Stevens cover. Even though he invented the Rocketeer, to me this is the best cover of his.
hey, I loved the
So
Rocketeer as a kid, man. I don't care what nobody says. I beat that
oh,
game. I beat the video game. I don't care.
what's the video game? I gotta find that.
It has a video game. I beat it. The Rocketeer
What
has a video
system?
game. I want to say it's either what is it? Was it Super NES or was it any? Was it Super NES or it wasn't 64? It was like NES, Super NES. I want to say.
I gotta get on that. You know, I got that emulator there with the joystick and everything. I'll be rocking that out.
Yeah, because
I love it.
NES was it NES? Mr. Gretzky says it's NES, but I remember. Yeah,
Cool.
that game is hard, but I beat it, and I beat Silver Surfer. I beat the Silver Surfer game back in the day because one summer I was chilling at my grandma's and I had nothing to do, and I just played Silver Surfer every day, every hour until I beat that game. And that's
Now,
that.
did you have any cheat codes?
No, I just beat it like straight up because I was like, I'm talking about like this is where I was like my grandma's house, it was like, like not like in the not like in like the most well populated city. It was kind of like rural, like a rural area.
Yeah.
So it's like, nothing to do. So just kind of, hey.
Now, a lot of people say like comics got them into reading, but comics didn't get me into reading. Cheat codes got me into reading. So like I would go to like the bookstore and they would always have these books that had the cheat codes in them,
Mhm.
and you up, down, left, right, Konami code and all that good stuff. And that's what I would do. I'd spend hours in the bookstore uh, research using it like a library. I mean, they never kicked me out. I was a kid, and then I have a little pad and paper and I'd write down the cheat codes to every game that I had, and then go home and put them in, because even though I've always loved video games, I've never been real good at them. But so I need them cheat codes.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Like I had to use the what's it, the Konami code, the Contra
Heck
code or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, you had to
Yeah,
use
the
that.
Contra code.
So
Heck yeah.
this book, I don't know, like a while ago it heated up because they were talking about the black and silver thing, and this is a
Uh-huh.
newsstand. Bought this off my bro and sent it and had it put in CGC'd and came back
Oh,
7.5.
nice.
First appearance of the black cat.
Heck yeah. Let's see if we got that handy enough. Yep, there she is.
Oh,
There you
yes,
go.
yes. Newsstand too. Look,
Grail
bam,
Bros.
Grail
Yeah.
Bros.
New stand. There's Seawood's out there somewhere. He just
Yeah.
got a chill up his spine. Congratulations, Seawood. That chill moves south. You owe me $5. Here's one real quick, just because I was mentioning Wally Wood and Dave Stevens. Here's a combined effort between the two of them that's easily becoming one of my favorite books. So this was penciled by Wally Wood and inked by Dave Stevens.
That is
And check
cool,
out the heels on that chick right there. You see that? That's fire right
man.
there. That boy's brought home a dinosaur, and mom said, no, get it out. So that's what's going on there.
Mom looking like a milf.
Absolutely. That's a win right there. I'll
Yeah,
take a dozen.
Wally Wood for sure. Now I'm gonna show. Now, all right, now I just showed. I'm gonna show these two, and I want your opinion because we were just talking about
Uh-oh.
the appearances or whatever.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
So,
That's nice. DS to tell you, I got a bad relationship with that 252.
so
Me and
what?
that
Come on,
252.
come on, Bubs. Come on,
Man, me and
let
that
it
two.
loose.
All right.
Let it loose, Bubs. Come on, we
Let me show
good.
you right now. Look, y'all get the full Monty. You're welcome. Y'all hit that super chat. Help support Tony Sanders giving you all this greatness. Look at
Uh,
this. There's my
uh,
252 8.0 CGC. I sent this book in myself.
you
And
got the newsstand. Ooh.
yeah, newsstand. I sent that book in myself. And man, I sent pictures of everybody I knew, which at that time was DS Comics. And he said, he said, man, that's a non whatever. Send that in. And it came back in 8.0. And it's the only book I've ever sent to CGC that value wise I lost money on. I haven't sold
Oh,
it yet,
yeah.
but as far as how much I paid for the book and how much I paid for grading, and then the grade coming back out so low compared to whatever to a 9.8 or whatever the cost of that would have been to trade in. So as it turned out, that's what I ended up with. So that sucks. so
Oh,
this
okay.
this book's in my collection, but I've tried to trade this book like 4 times. I never tried to give it away. I'm sure that wouldn't be too hard, but I tried to trade it and like cash it in for stuff. Man, nobody will take it. 8.0 and a 252. Everyone's like, nah, I can find that raw. So that's where I'm at.
Oh, so that's like DS. Wait, DS. Wait, here's what DS said. He said, he said, this is why Bubs hates CGC.
I don't hate CGC. I'm just mad at him. There's a difference.
It's all good to be mad. Hey, like I said, like it's like I mean, like it's people's preference. Like if I have CBC books, CBCS books, and I have and they actually said their turnaround is getting better. Their
Yeah, I heard that.
turnaround, and and I thought that was kind of good. Like, cause like man, I'm telling you, last time I sit through a book, woof. It was like 6, 7 months, and
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, I was like,
I only sent them a book once, and it took them 7 months, and I was done. I wouldn't send them anything again. And that was at a con. That was a con submission. And at that time, I thought that'd have been faster. And little did I know that actually con submissions are slower. So,
wow.
yep.
Like, see, I sent mine like during like the move when they were moving, when they
Oh
were,
yeah,
and like I'm like, and I heard stories
man.
like people were like, oh, they lost my book, and and I'm like, no, no, don't lose my book.
They've been blaming that move for like 3 years. Like they're like, we're moving to Dallas, man. We're sorry. Please put up with us. I'm like, dude, I've moved several times in my life, and I get my mail forwarded, and the next day I'm there and I'm picking up packages and everything's smooth. I don't know what move took that long. They couldn't figure out how to grade a book. You could do it in the back of a damn van, and you should be all right. So
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
Oh man. So shout outs quick people in the chat. Hialeah Comic Bro, DS Comics, Kachone, what is up? Who Dat Comics and Movies. Bake the Snake, Bonafide Comics, Mr. Gretzky 9966, Comic Books NYC, my moderator, and Bake
Nice.
Snake is too.
Nice.
The Art Chemist, what is up? And like I said before, TiVo was in the chat. JD, woo! Flair is in the chat. The Hunt World Champion. Give him a shout out real quick. And let's see who else is in here. We got, let me see. I missed a few people, I think. Oh, well, we'll go from there.
It's hard.
Jeff. Oh, Ben Compton. Ben Compton. Jeffrey's way better at this, man. I'm telling you. Like, I totally suck. So I'm going to show this book because, where did I put it at? It's my son's book. Hold on.
Oh, we can show other people's grails. Hold
Oh,
up.
well, I'm showing. Yeah, well, I mean, you can if you want. It's my son. I'm just on
Um,
my son's book. I'm just holding it for him. I'm just holding it for him. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
I'm just holding it for him. But this is
I
his.
I'm the grail police. You don't have to tell me no lies.
This is his. Like at the time that I got the at the time I couldn't believe I got this at the time. It was on auction and I always look in the qualified section, but there's a
Oh
particular
yeah,
way I look in qualified though. It has to be either I will either buy a married cover or either a if it's married cover, it's not really a bad thing to me, or if it's detached cover, but as long as all the book is there, it's good. Or if there's
yeah.
a coupon cut out but it doesn't affect the story, I'll buy it. It's cool. So I bought this for my son at the time because nobody was looking in the qualified section,
Uh-huh.
and this was right after the Black Panther thing had died down or whatever, but it was still but it was still kind of hot. So
Yeah,
I got this for him. It's a 1.5 Fantastic Four. It's a married cover,
yeah.
but it's the first appearance of
Nice.
the Black Panther, and he was so happy when I opened the box for this. He was just
I
like,
bet.
he was like, oh yeah. And what 9-year-old has a Grail? it's like
Very true.
it's like here you go, son. It's like, but this is his, so it's like even though it's a 1.5, he loves it, so it's good.
That's cool. My son's always been real good at picking stuff before it got hot. Now he's not as much into comics as he was before. He's 15 now, so he's not as much into comics as now. He's more into figures, like the Marvel Legends and the posable figures and stuff like that. So he's into that more now. But at the time, he was big into comic characters at least, and he was a Deadpool fan before Deadpool blew up. He was a big Deadpool fan. He was a
Oh,
Moon Knight fan, which tells me Moon Knight will blow up because
my
everything
son's
he's
yeah,
wanted blew up.
my son's
Uh,
a Moon Knight fan. My other son, yeah.
That's cool. And he had also he was a big Beta Ray Bill fan. I didn't know who Beta Ray Bill was. And so he's telling me about him. And I'm like, that's cool. So I had to look up his first appearance. Of course, this was a couple of years ago. This is before I was collecting real hard. And so I looked up his first appearance and I found him a signed copy by Simonson, and gave that to him. And he was like over the moon. And of course now, shoot, and not that I couldn't afford it, but I wouldn't afford it. So
That's
luckily, I
like
found myself a copy too before, not signed, but before it blew up.
that's like one I still don't have. And then I don't have that one. But whenever I bought my son that one, I had to get him. Where did I just put that? I just had it. Oh yeah. And for some reason, I had to get him this, but it's signed by Joe Sinat, and
Oh
it's
yeah, nice,
and that is
that's
the first
right.
appearance of the Claw.
That is
which
awesome.
which they killed off. Like they killed him in the movie. Like so that, like I was that big. Like I was on Bro Talk with Jeffrey, and he was
Yeah,
griping about that so bad. I was like, I was like they bring like because in comics, the antagonist comes back. It's like he always
yeah.
like the villain comes back to mess with the hero. And like but
Hmm.
in the movies, it's like we got a good villain, kill him. It's like
Yep.
and it was like and Claw. Don't get me wrong, Claw was awesome. I like Killmonger was great. I loved Killmonger. He had some great lines. Awesome with the besides the digital fight scene at the end of the movie, but but
Yeah.
it was like he had great lines and stuff. But for the bar scene, whenever Claw comes in there, like it's hilarious, dude. And like he's got that arm cannon and stuff. Like and then they just
Yep.
it's
That quick.
yeah. So it's like quit
Yeah,
killing
I
the
know what
villain.
you mean.
Quit killing the villains off. Quit killing them. It's like
I don't.
I got a apocalypse first appearance sitting in my box that's worth diddly. 'Cause
Yep. Yep. And I bought one after it was worth diddly, so I held out and I waited and I bought it for like $5. And I was like, yeah, that's a win. Uh, you know, they kill off the villains so often. It's just villain spec books. It's not that the book doesn't get hot. If you bought the book for very low or cover price or something like that, there will be a time to sell that book if you're trying to make money. But if you're trying to jump on the hype train on a villain, just wait because the next station it pulls in is going to kick everybody out, and there'll be plenty of room on that train. So
mm-hmm.
just don't even worry about it. Here's
So
here's one that's Michael Turner is another one of my favorite artists. And there's lots of Michael
oh
Turners out there, but I
yes
love this Hulk number 6. I think it is. I'm trying to get it. Okay, there you go.
yeah Michael
Hulk
Turner
number
man like
6.
R.I.P. man Michael
Love
Turner
that
was
one.
one of them like I'm gonna throw this out there and I don't care if I get any flack and I don't care what anybody says. Had Michael Turner not passed away, J. Scott Campbell would not be as fire as he is right now. And I don't care what nobody says. If Michael Turner was still around, J. Scott Campbell he would be around, but he wouldn't be like because Michael Turner was always like to me always like a notch up higher than J. Scott Campbell when it came to artwork. Like
Yeah,
Fathom, go look at Fathom, man. You go look at Fathom and like I love Gen 13, but when it came to like drawing chicks, Michael Turner was the dude. I'm sorry.
absolutely. Maybe after the show, I'll show you my Michael Turner collection, my chick collection.
Oh snap! Snap!
Because
No.
I'm not a big J. Scott Campbell fan either, and mostly because he looks similar to Michael Turner, except he doesn't know how to draw legs or noses or faces, or it's like okay, so from like the neck to the stomach, he looks really like he does a great job. And then from like the waist to the upper thigh, he does another great job. But that's it. Like that's all he's got. Every now and then he gets one real good, but I try not to hate on too many artists because I'm too good at it. I just quit. But we got to talk about King Kirby. So Jack
Oh, good.
Kirby,
Yeah.
my favorite Jack Kirby cover is easily this X-Men 14 first appearance of the Sentinels with your double Kirby hands right there.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Or the fist or the head, like one of
Yeah,
the two. Yeah.
a lot of times you only get one fist. So with this, you get two outstretched hands. He's coming after you. I absolutely love that book.
And that's
One of my
like,
favorite books.
yeah, man, the Sentinels, man. Like, that's one thing I did enjoy about the last X Men movie that they did was
Yeah.
the Sentinels, the actual Sentinels they had. And
In the I didn't see it yet. I didn't go see it. I didn't give
oh
him any
no
of my
no no
money.
not that movie, not that. No, I didn't see the Phoenix one. I'm talking about which one is it? It's
Is
the
it
what
Days of
the
Future Past you're
yeah, Days
thinking
of
of
Future
that?
Past. Yeah,
Okay.
Days of Future Past. Yeah, that's that. Like I love the Sentinel, and I still like when I watch that movie, I cringe when they like do Colossus the way they did. And Iceman,
Yeah,
Iceman's my boy. I don't care. Iceman's my boy. They did him dirty.
yeah.
And like
That's a superhero snuff film right there.
yeah, like the first few
Uh,
minutes, I was just like, that's like it reminds me of when you were a kid. You remember Bubs when you was a kid, you went to go see the Transformers movie, and you're sitting there.
oh
And
yeah.
like everybody dies in the first 15 minutes, and you're just like, Optimus, no.
Yeah, it's rough. You
Yeah,
don't want
man.
to kill him, but
Yeah.
that's part of it. Somebody likes it, just not me.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, so them, yeah, like so those Sentinels in that movie. So yeah, that's a cool bit. I can show you my favorite Kirby cover, but I have
Let's
to
see it.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right
Are
back.
you hunting?
Yeah, I had to
Is
go
this
hunt it down. I had to walk
is this the
across.
hunt? Is this
This.
the hunt or is this what's your grail? Oh man, I'm on the wrong show. I
Uh-oh.
hate when that happens.
Uh-oh.
Damn
Is
Google
it?
Calendar got
I
me
think I hear
again.
the. I think I hear the tone. No.
Wait, we'll get the slap down in a minute. Hold on.
so this one is man, like this is like it's like you can go back to like my first videos. Like I was looking at this book, and when I bought it raw, sent it to CGC, and actually this is the only one on the CGC census that is qualified at a 1.5 because it has a married cover. So it's the
Oh,
only
okay.
one on the census. So it's another book that I have that's the only one on the census, which is funny.
Nah.
And it's Avengers #4.
Oh yeah,
Kirby goodness, and
that's beautiful.
it was owned by Harry Hart at one time. So I like the fact that it has a name on the cover, even though the cover's married.
Like a handwritten, like a kid owned
Yeah,
it
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah. Let me see
Okay.
if I can get it. Like
Oh, nice.
Harry Hart, and it's got yeah. See,
You ever go
so
on like Facebook and see if you can find a Harry Hart?
I should do that to
You
see if
should
I
do
can.
that.
And see if I can find it. You're like, hey, I got your book.
I mean, you could tell probably whoever had that book was under 10, I would say, when they bought it. So you could be, or when it was bought for them, when they wrote their name on it. So you could guesstimate their age and see if you can hunt them down. And then,
Yeah.
say, I want to reunite you with this book, and then I'll trade you for 10 other books you have in your collection.
Because I know you still got some, Harry. You
Yeah,
gotta give them up,
you
Harry.
gotta cough them
The
up, Harry.
the
Oh,
tone
Harry Hart.
the
We know you're
tone
sleeping
smells it.
on us.
The tone smells them, Harry. No,
You gotta hunt them down. Greg Land. Now, Greg Land's an artist gets a lot of flack. He for tracing and stuff like that.
oh yeah,
Personally, I don't
yeah.
care. I can't even trace as good as anybody else can draw, so I don't care. Here's Werewolf by Night, one of my favorite characters, Legion of Monsters, and it's signed by Greg Land right there. So that's
That is
that right
cool.
there. I love that. Coming at you. Look at that. Ah. Look, you can't get away. He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you. Look how mean he looks. I love that book.
That is
I love that book.
cool.
Greg Land draws the ladies real well too, so I went with some of
Yeah,
the
he does
monsters.
too. Yeah, he is
Yeah,
another
he
good
does.
one. And what was I gonna? Oh, I'm gonna show you this one. This like I don't know if you're oh wait, here it is. Yeah. I don't know if you're a fan
Oh,
of Brothers Up North, but me and my boy White Whale, we love some Alpha Flight.
oh, nice, nice. I
So
like our flight.
yeah, so
I love that
Vindicate
book.
Vindicator, first appearance of Weapon Alpha, who later becomes the Guardian, and blah blah blah. What later becomes what Vindicator, which is the
Yeah,
girl. The girl becomes
the
the
girl.
Vindicator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the Heather Hudson.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
that
yeah.
that's the
Cause
one
she's
I'm
the
missing.
this one.
I,
Yeah, this.
yeah, I have that run there where they right before they get introduced, where he's off in Canada and doing the whole routine, and then I'm missing that book of that run. I keep forgetting about it. It's like it's not one of those, it's not like a hot book where
Yeah, yeah. It's
So there's
not
a lot
like
of books I come across. I'm like I'm missing these, but I'm not like rushing to find them. I need to because you never know what's going to be hot.
that's a
DS
long
Comics.
that's a long term spec book. That's a long.
Yeah. DS Comics said he likes Greg Land's
Oh, I like
Crime and
that one.
Suspense Stories homage cover. So there it is. Also signed by Greg Land.
That's a good one. I like that.
Love that book. So, and that other one that was signed by Greg Land, that was a PGX. I don't know if that's ever made its appearance on your channel. But there it was. They got a signature verification program. So to me, I go to a lot of cons. So when I get something signed in person, it's for me. I'm not gonna sell it. So if you're gonna
Yeah.
sell it, I say go with CBCS. But if you're gonna keep it anyway, like I don't care what the grade was on that book. And it was before I owned a press, so I could go get it pressed and I could press it myself and then send it back in
Yeah.
and get a better grade. But I don't care about the grade, and I know the
Yeah.
signature is authentic. So really, I'm just using them as a cheap caser, so to make
Oh
a cheap
yeah.
flag.
Yeah.
So
There's nothing wrong with that. And
no, I'm good with it.
like this like speaking of like this is like when I bought this I was like this is weird because I've like never seen the red label. It this is
Yeah.
CGC and this is the first full appearance of the Alpha Flight.
Oh, that's
New
awesome. I like
newsstand.
Sasquatch. Sasquatch is my favorite.
Yeah, yeah. And
And Puck. I like Puck too. I thought he was pretty cool the way he
and
interacted with Wolverine. They were kind of salty with each other.
Yeah, and this is a 7.0, but like it's a red label though. So like I don't know, like what was the deal back then? They said like they graded like harder, like a lot harder. So like
A lot of
they
people say that. Yeah, I hear that a lot. I hear that if you
like crack
uh,
it and then like have them regrade it.
right, but not if you send it in and have them crack it. What I
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
is what you should do is,
yeah.
and also the other thing that people say is that nobody was really pressing books back then because that was considered restoration. So
Oh
people weren't pressing books. So if you get that book out and clean it and press it and then resubmit it, then you probably get a grade bump. I thought you were going to pull out a CBCS pink label, and I was going to show
oh,
you this
I have
House of
one.
Secrets '92 right here, red labeled, pink labeled, whatever, signed by Bernie Wrightson down at the bottom. Love
That's
that book. That was
that.
definitely one of my grails. This book I hunted for a long time. Even bought one book, turned out to have pieces missing from it, had to return it, and I was
Oh,
devastated because the cover alone was easily a 7.5. It was beautiful,
oh man, you
and
had to give it back.
had to give it back and trade in for a 2.5 that was complete, but it had a signature, so I was good with that. So
Oh, that's
made
still
up the
good, man.
difference.
Like I'm not real big on like as you can tell. Like I was talking to GPAP about that. I'm not real big on grades. And, like I don't really, like as long
Yeah,
as
I
I
don't
have
care.
like the story intact, like the book's mostly there. Hey, I'm good. And it's like uh
I even go down if it's not it. It doesn't even have to necessarily be intact. If it's a pure cover buy, and the only thing that's important to me about that book is the cover,
oh,
then
that's cool.
I could deal with a coupon cutout or even a page that affects story missing. If it's only about the cover, I don't care.
Oh yeah, like
Any book that's a key for what's inside of it, though, I want that complete.
and I'm gonna show this book every time I get a chance to show it because I
Yeah.
I love showing it. It's like one of my favorite books in my collection. It's not. I wouldn't say like shots out to TiVo when I do my 50. This will probably be in my top 10 because like I show this all the time and like I love the movie. I love the character and
Uh-oh.
like man, the Crow, man. Hey, the Crow. Like I always show it, dude. It's like one of my
That's
favorite books.
awesome.
And it's
Is that a
double,
yellow label?
yeah, double sign. And then like this is what's cool. This is the only reason the reason I really like fought hard to get this book was like because on the back it's got a
Is
sketch of
that
the Crow.
Remark?
Yeah,
Oh,
sketch of the
wow.
Crow by
That's
James O'Barr.
awesome.
So he signed it on the front, and then he signed it and drew on the back
I'm
and
thinking
sketched it.
about breaking down and getting that book. I'm going to be seeing James O'Barr in a couple weeks.
Yeah, get it, dude. Because like
And
everybody's been like I seen like a thing where like comics Vantage. He has like a whole like he said get him if you can get him because like he said it don't matter if it's first, second. I think he said or third, but like that's a first print though. This one's a first print. So
nice.
so
That
this one's
Remark makes it all, though. That's super awesome.
yeah. So it's like yeah, double sign first print, and I still lost the hunt. No,
What? You got to get a better judge. I'm just saying.
DS
Man,
was
that's
there.
rough out there.
DS back me up. DS.
Yeah, good luck with that. Man, Diaz will throw you under the bus and then switch seats, ride in the back hump while it's going over your back. He
No, no,
don't care.
DS. No, DS had my back on that one. DS actually,
Really?
had, yeah, he had my back on that one. He loved that one. He was like, no.
That was awesome.
Shout outs to Just the Rican is in the chat. We got him in the chat, and we got Hydra Comics. Shout out to my boy Hydra Comics.
Yeah.
Uh,
He changed it. He's the only book in the show.
uh,
Here's Tech 400. That was a book I hunted for a long time too.
oh,
Big
first man
fan
bat.
of Man Bat and Neil Adams cover. So this is my favorite Neil Adams cover. Even though
Neil.
on my wall I keep my Green Lantern 76 on my wall because it's signed by Neil Adams. It's a yellow label. So I keep that up there all the time. But my favorite cover is still this one. And I might get it signed by him someday, but it's so low grade. Like it's cover barely attached kind of stuff. I don't
Oh,
even know if
really?
it's attached. I've moved it around so much. Anything
So,
happens.
so I just got this one back. Bought it from Caleb Comic Smurf. Oh, hey, that's cool. That's a cool cookie.
Actually, that's a secret message for my wife.
Oh snap!
It's so light it's flying. Batman can't fly. You gotta get him back on the ground.
That's a good one. So this is Tales of Suspense, first appearance of Mr. Doll, but also the first appearance of the red and yellow Iron Man armor.
Yeah, that's badass. I love that.
And shouts out to Caleb Comic Smurf. And them Florida boys, man. If you ain't riding with them Florida boys, you ain't on the right team.
Yep. Highly a comic bros down there. He knows what's up.
Yeah, hi Leah, what's up? That's my, and shouts out to Y290.
Oh,
Uh,
look, who that's trying to get you on focus. Look at him. He's like, Tony, you're having too much fun. So where's Bose from? How long you been collecting? What's your favorite hero? Look at it. Look. Where's the questions at, man? We're just throwing books up there.
oh yeah,
Calm down.
we're having fun. So Bubs, where you from?
Uh, I'm from there. See what? I'm from New York City. I'm from the Bronx. I'm born in Brooklyn, raised in the Bronx. Spent pretty much most of my time there in Manhattan working and stuff, and then moved to Kentucky. Don't ask. It's a long story. And moved to Kentucky around college time. I moved to Kentucky, transferred down here, and I've been here ever since. So that's where I'm at. What was the other 6 questions he asked? How long
Oh,
I've
how
been
long?
collecting?
He
Well,
said
I
two
said
years.
that.
Yeah, he already
Yeah,
said that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
were
he
you
said
at?
that. Where was he
We
at?
covered that in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
But whatever. People got to eat, so he did what he needs to. Um,
Favorite
favorite
superhero?
hero,
You already
Wolverine
know
for sure.
Wolverine, Bubs Comics. What? Come on.
Not everybody gets that. Not everybody gets that.
Really? I got
Yes.
like as soon as I seen the channel, I knew. I was like Bubs. I was like, oh, cool. Oh,
I
yes.
thought it was X-Men 1.
I
That was a definite grail of mine. Bought that from Alex.
the comic order.
Yeah.
See, he's always hooking people. Look, because yeah.
What happened? What happened? I know you're getting excited when you disappeared.
Like where'd it
Like,
go?
poof.
I just had it. Oh,
I
it
don't
might be
think
over
my
here.
wife got the message.
Uh oh. Speaking of Alex the Comic Hoarder, this book is infamous because of him. And,
Oh
and
man.
this is Bueller's book.
Is it?
Yeah,
What's left of it, right?
it's the sketch variant.
That I believe.
This is the sketch variant. I went and got it signed at C2E2 by Claremont for Bueller. But I'm holding it for him, so it's my book. But he
I
already got another
understand.
one, so I'm holding it for him, so he
You're
can't
holding
have it
for a
back.
friend. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah. I got a bumper sticker says that. But the problem is
So,
canines can't read.
hey, shouts out to Silver Age Dave in the chat. What is up?
Hey,
Hey,
Dave.
hey, what is
What's going on? That's always good to see Dave
Oh
and talk
yeah,
to him.
man.
He's awesome.
Good to
He's
see
awesome.
Dave.
Here's another one of my favorite artists, and this is going to be a twofer because I can't. This is a toss up for me. I can't decide which one I like better. Adam Hughes, big Adam Hughes fan. Now, like any other artist, there's good Adam Hughes and there's bad Adam Hughes. I try to only collect the good Adam Hughes. Like I've seen people's collection. I forget. There's one YouTuber has almost like a complete collection of Adam Hughes, like everything he's done.
Oh, wait. I'm trying to
I
remember who
forget
that
who
was.
it is. He showed them all. It took like 3 video series to show them all off.
Cause
And
I'm not.
I was like
Oh,
looking at. I'm like 70% of those were pretty crappy. Like not against him, well, you collect what you want to collect. But for me, I was like, that's watching that video helped me decide to not just collect everything that somebody has.
mm.
I'm just going to collect my favorites and let the rest go. This is one of them. Tomb Raider 33, Adam Hughes cover.
Oh, that's the infamous.
Yeah, I don't know. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll do a slow upshot, and you just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right. Yeah,
Oh man.
I love that book. Ended up at one time I was hunting it so hard I ended up with 2 copies of it at the same time. And
Oh
since
really?
then have had a 3rd copy, and I sold the other 2. And here was JSA Classified #1, and that's the Power Girl cover, which you got to do a fly-in for that too. Man, that
Oh
glare.
yeah. Oh, you got a sign too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's signed by, and of course PGX labeled for all you lovers of PGX out there. I mean,
Hey, it's still signed. It's still verified. Hey,
yeah.
so anyway, like this is one that since you're showing off ladies, let me show off one of the ones that I was introduced to by a good friend of mine, Thanatos, and
Then a toast.
I've been hooked on them legs ever since.
Oh yeah, I want that book. That's on my list. You talk about books we have and books we don't have, and that one's on my list. And I had Supergirl by Adam Hughes, Riding the Rocket.
Oh, you had that?
Yeah, I had it at 9.8. I bought it for $2 in a shop, and so I bought it on Saturday, and I already had it shipped to CGC with instructions for pressing and cleaning on Monday morning. And as soon as it came back, I owned it for 12 minutes, and it sold on Instagram. So
Wow.
I couldn't. That was an awesome book. With that book, I bought my press. I bought several other grails that I wanted, including a Stan Lee signed cat, my Stan Lee signed cat book. So I bought this with that money. And if somebody had asked me just trade this outright for that, I probably would have. So, and that signature placement for Stan is
Oh
perfect.
yeah, right on the
And
hands. Yeah.
that custom label I had done for it, had sent in for it, had it
Yeah, I like
reholdered.
those. Like the custom labels are pretty cool.
I
Like
like them.
So yeah, like I'm sorry, I was holding up them legs long, but like that's for
No, don't be.
that's for
That's good
everybody.
stuff.
See now, my question is like if like people go back and watch it, like how many people were looking at them legs and how many people were looking at Bubs? It's like
It's all
so
good.
it's all good, Bubs. So you had like not no like look. All right, look now just to show you, man. Look, just to show you, Bubs. Just to show you.
Uh-huh.
I'm
I'm
gonna
here.
pull this one. This is one of my early X Men. Now
Uh-huh.
it's also an early Spider Man, supposed Spider Man appearance. But it's X Men 35, PGX 6.5.
Oh man, that's nice.
Along came the Spider.
What's that? U? It's QRSTU, right?
yeah,
That ought to be right here, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, dang me, bro, man. It's like
Yeah.
Grail
Grail
Bros,
Bros.
Grail Bros.
I love it.
Man, this is awesome, Bubs. Like, I think I'm about to join like the No Faces chat with Bubs.
You gotta come on, man. I'm always looking for people to get on. What's funny is
Like,
like when I first started, it was like I had so many people wanting to be on that show. It was ridiculous. I was scheduling like 2-3 months out to get people on the show. Now I'm like, I send an invitation to somebody. They're like, yeah, I'll get back with you. It's like, I don't care. I'm like, what happened? Y'all want to be on that show? Now you don't
like,
care. So it's
hey,
all good.
let's see. Kachun, he said I got them legs for my wife for her birthday. Yeah, them legs,
Yeah.
man. I'm telling you, like I bought that raw at with Tulsa Wizard World Con, and like
Now, go ahead.
oh no, when I bought it though, like when I first bought it, I sent the picture of it. The first thing I sent was like to Thanatos. I'm like, I got them legs. I got them
I gotta get
legs.
that book. I
Yeah,
love that book. That book is super awesome. And
and
I
it's
was looking.
like when I first seen it on his channel, I was like, dude, I gotta get that. What is that? I was like, that is like super like nice.
Thanatos.
So so you showed your I showed this I showed this to GPAP. I'm gonna show it to you. And it's my Stanley signature, and it's one of them. I have two, but this is one of them, and this is one of my favorite ones because it's one of my favorite '90s books. It's the New Warrior, signed by Bagley
Oh
and
yeah,
Stanley. So yeah, this is like one of my favorite Stanley Sig books,
that's
and
awesome.
one of my favorite books, like I guess like you could say like a real cornerstone of my like childhood, man. Because I remember the New Warriors, man. Like it was just like because Nova, Speedball, like those were like two of like my favorites, like when I was younger. And then like which funny is like my son now is a Nova fan and he loves Nova and Knight Rider. I mean, Night Thrasher was like
Knight
one of his.
Rider. I like
Well,
Knight
Knight Rider.
Rider.
Well, Knight Rider too. Yeah, Knight Rider. Yeah.
Look, look at that.
Hey,
Boom.
Bell. Yeah.
But go on, Night Thrasher.
I
We're talking
swear
about
we
Night Thrasher.
I swear we didn't set this up, but yeah, that's cool that you had that's cool you had a Knight Rider car on cue
Man,
though.
I'm like an octopus, man. I'm in the man cave. That's a good thing about having a man cave, like the size
Oh
of most restrooms. Like I can
yeah,
reach everything, you know?
So yeah, when they introduced Night Thrasher, I enjoyed that character. That was like kind of a cool concept. So it's like, um, I have like the Marvel Age where they first show them off in Marvel Age.
Oh
I have
yeah.
that. I got like the Thor appearances, the cameo, and then like their first appearance or first full or whatever they want to go call about stuff. It's like, oh, it's the first full cameo appearance. I'm like,
I know, right? It's like whatever. It's the appearance. That's what I was gonna say about that Hulk 180 too, because to me, before I knew as much about it, I was still a Wolverine fan. I've been a Wolverine fan my whole life, as far as I can remember. And so I was like, well, I want to get the first appearance of Wolverine. And I saw people were like, oh, first appearance of Wolverine is Hulk 181. I was like, because at that time, that's what people were saying. I was like, okay, all right, but what are they talking about this cameo appearance? I was like, that means the first real appearance was Hulk 180. And watch this. Watch this. No hands, y'all. No hands, y'all. Here it comes. Well, you can't open it first. You don't pour them all over my grails. Look. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Thank you, darling.
first time on Grails, the no hand refill.
That was close. But yeah, and then I was like, well, what about this Hulk 180? What's that all about? So I picked up the Hulk 180, and actually my wife got that for me for Christmas or something. And within by April, I already had my Hulk 181, so I jumped on that. And then I went back. I was like, well, what's going on? And then somebody said something about Foom 2. You heard of that, right?
Oh yeah.
So I picked that up. So I got Foom 2. I'm going to get that signed. I was going to show it tonight, but it's hanging on the wall. I'll get that signed by Steranko next month. So I'm going to get him to sign because this has got an awesome Hulk cover. So anyway, yeah, I know what you mean about those grails and chasing the first appearances. That's crazy. I hate first cameo appearance. Doesn't even mean nothing to me, but that's another story.
Oh yeah, that's like.
Here's my Jim Lee talking about X-Men and stuff. But it's not X-Men. That's my
everybody
Batman
wants
608B.
Everybody wants that. Like I got like the regular cover. I got the regular cover of that.
I got the New York Post edition one because I thought it was cool because I was from New York, so it has New York Post edition on it.
Well,
cover.
You showed Jim Lee, but I'm gonna have to do you a little karate chop and hit you with some Bruce Lee with my gold key with the Green Hornet.
Is that Kato?
Yep, first
That's
appearance.
awesome. Is that first appearance?
Yeah, first appearance. Yep.
You probably didn't see my first appearance of Mr. Ed I showed last week, but that's all good.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Ed?
That's a true story. Yeah, first appearance of Mr. Ed.
What? You got it?
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh, man.
Come on. That's a first for Grails. Mr. Ed, I used to watch that with my grandma, dude. Come on.
For real?
For real, I used to watch Mr. Ed with my grandma.
Man, you make me sound old.
No, for real. No, I used to watch that. It was a good show. Like, bam.
There you go. Liberty Magazine number 5. See if I can get that in frame. It's hard on the StreamYard. It's hard to see when you're the other person signing in. Like everything's really, really tiny. So there's the first appearance. It's Liberty Magazine. Right, Liberty Magazine number 5 from September 1937. So Mr. Ed is older than Superman.
Wow.
Yep. And he has a 2-page story with illustration. Let's see, page 38. So there it is. See if I can hold this up without losing any more pieces from it.
Oh, yeah. Be careful. That's 38.
Oh, yeah. Right there.
The Talking Horse by Walter Brooks.
Yep. And then right there is the first appearance of Mr. Ed and
Wilbur. Oh, snap. Y'all see it here? Second on Grails, but first time on Grails.
Well, you hit that 1K mark, so you passed me up. I've been out here longer than you by like 5 months. You hit that 1K, man. I see how you are. You gotta take us with you when you do that,
Hey, I'm trying. So I'm gonna show one more little gold key that. Oh, let me get it out of here.
I like the gold keys.
Yeah, I love them too.
And the Dells too. I like, the straight up Dell.
You got too many slabs over here sometimes.
Don't ever say that. Shame on you.
TJ's probably like, oh.
I know, right?
Like TJ's like, no, you don't.
He probably stacks them up in the bathroom floor so he can see himself better in the mirror. Just standing on them. I got these slabs. Got to use them for something.
Man, I'll tell you, TJ. Like, I showed what is it? I showed I'd put on Instagram. I put my which my favorite grail is my Captain Marvel 17, and I put that on
Right.
Instagram. Like, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, last week. Like, yeah, 2 weeks ago, I put it on there, and that was whenever TJ, he has like this thing where he'll DM me, and if he's got the one up, he'll
Oh, that's dirty.
no, I love it. It's funny because it's like he's like post that on Instagram, and I'll be like, okay, and I'll be like, and then I was like, and I was just like, oh, but like, yeah, TJ, man, I love that guy. He's hilarious, man. Like, good guy in the community.
He's
Uh,
cool.
if you haven't subbed up TJ, sub him up, and
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
he's a cool dude. But this
Slab
is
Dragon.
yeah, Slab Dragon for sure. And this is first appearance, and I think it's like, yeah, first appearance and only issue
Wow.
of Space Ghost, signed by the voice
Space
actor,
Ghost.
and then it's like signed on the back too, but it's got I like the pinup. I like the back more than the front for some reason. Like, oh no.
I know what you mean. I've got a couple of books signed on the back because especially some of those like X-Men classics,
Yeah.
the classic X-Men that John Bolton did a lot of those back covers on there. And I like those better. And if I ever get them slabbed, I'm going to send them PGX because I think they're the only ones that would do it and ask them to slab it backwards. And they'll probably think it's like a sting operation where they're like, oh, look, PGX so stupid, they slapped this backwards. They might not do it. I'm going to have to like convince them that, no, this is real, man. I promise. I know I asked for it backwards. I probably,
Like,
it ain't no
just slap it
setup.
backwards. Yeah, it's
It ain't no
like
setup.
because there are some books that look like the back looks better than the front for some
Heck
reason,
yeah.
and it's like, um, so who would you consider like your favorite like artist? Like,
Well, out of all the ones that I've shown already, it's hard. It's sometimes hard to pick, exactly who you think it is. But man, I'm trying to get this one book. I can't find it.
I know the feeling on that.
That's bad. It makes me think I didn't put it up, which just drives me insane. That just
Oh yeah, that's
SP. Oh,
like
here it is. That's for you.
oh
That's for
snap.
you, and it's because of you. Because I saw you show that book that you just showed. I don't remember when it was, but you showed that book, and I was like, "What? Space Ghost had comics?" And then I saw this book, and I had to have it. And I introduced my wife to Space Ghost Coast to Coast, right? The
Oh, for real?
the
Yeah,
talk
that's the
show.
show.
She'd
That,
never seen it before,
yeah, that's
and
just
we
like yeah.
laughed.
And
We watched it
yeah.
on loop for a weekend, and we laughed all weekend long. And she likes this book so much, she said she might take it to work and put it up at work. And she's gonna take it from me and put it up and work. I told her it's hers. She likes it that well, it's hers. So I have to now that it's out, I have to remember to give it to her.
Hey, it was cool. Let me give a quick shout out to Bueller. He was in the chat. A quick shout out to the immortal Biggie Shack. And
Mm-hmm.
then I seen who else was in here a second ago. See, that's why like Jeffrey is like the man on this. Like I'm
Yeah,
like
I had Metarog do it because he loves to shout out people in the chat. Like that's what he lives for. Like sometimes he's quiet for a while, and I'm like, oh man, he's just camping. He's just waiting for me to say, all right, let's give out some shout outs. He's like, okay, everybody. Here's he jumps right in, man. It's awesome.
oh man. So now I tagged you for the 50 comics in your 50 top comics in your collection video. So I gotta do mine
Yep.
too because I was
All
tagged
right,
by
sounds good.
TiVo. Shout out to TiVo, and so I gotta do mine and you gotta do yours. And
Sounds good.
but do you have anything coming up on your channel?
I do. I do. Let me show one more thing.
Oh, okay, go ahead, go ahead.
I know you're big on the 59 minutes and 99 and 59 seconds. So I'm run this fast for you. I went to a convention recently, and to me, one of the type grails that people should go for, that I go for, is original art. So this is my original art grail. It's called Tax Season. This is done by Bub's Comics. Looks terrible, but that was the inspiration. So I drew this, and I handed this to Bud Root, who's one of my favorite artists. He does the Cave Woman books, very risque stuff. So, and I had him. I think Cave Woman, the beer delivery system.
Yeah.
My wife, she reminds me of that. So I had this commissioned, so I did the original drawing, and this is what he did.
Wow,
So it's
that
tax
is
season.
nice.
It's got the gorilla and the CPA on the desk there. My wife's an accountant,
That is
so
awesome.
that's my main grail. That is, I went to Heroes Con just to get this done.
That is
That's
cool,
my main.
man.
So it was my idea, my concept. I sketched it out and I handed it to him, and he fell in love with it. And he took all day doing it, and it came out perfect. So
Oh wait.
that's my
Let me
little
see.
goal.
Let me see. I know King of the Golden State was tagged, and shoot, I think we could tag who that because because I still haven't made the video yet.
You tag it on, it'll all fade to black, and you'll come back. Oh, and who that?
Who
Boom. And then close it up
that?
again. That'll work. Yeah, I got a couple things going on. We got the No Faces chat every Monday, so that's always fun. Most Mondays won't be on this Monday because I'll still be recovering from tonight. No, I got something going on, but normally we're on every Monday night at 6 Central, 7 Eastern. Who knows what it is Pacific time? Y'all are just having a good time out there. And also, this is an announcement, or two announcements really. I just cracked over 600 subs, so I'm going to be doing, and I haven't done a subscriber giveaway since like 250. So, which I know is crazy because a lot of people like pick up 50 or 60 subs or 100 even every time they do one of those contests.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of on the lazy side sometimes, so I didn't I didn't do any subscriber subs since like 250. So this will be a good one. So 600, I'll throw one out there. I got a big old stack of books, some fun stuff. Might be some low grades, but that's what I collect. So if you don't like it, don't enter. Uh,
All right.
so I'll have that, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So that's the only thing that's taking me so long is to think of something to do. And then the other thing I've got going on is I don't know if there's any football fans out there. I know there's a lot of wrestling fans out there for sure with the comic community. There's no doubt about that. It's blown up a lot since you took over too. Uh, but there's definitely I know there's some football fans out there too. So I'm going to be running a like an office pool for
Oh,
picking the
cool.
winners of each game, and every week there's going to be a prize for the weekly prize is going to be a comic. So I'm going to ship out a comic every week to the winner of that week, and then a total prize at the 3 total prizes probably, depending on how many people we have participate at the end of the season, are going to win again. So the top 3 winners of the year, and then a winner every week will win a comic. So of course there'll be a buy-in for that. So it'll be fun though. I promise. If you're someone that buys a mystery box, this has got to be better than that. Like, because you might actually win by skill instead of just luck. So, and my thing is going to be 9/8 CGC 9/8 will be every prize will be a CGC 9/8 or at least a CGC or at least a CGC 8/5. Because if it's a big book, I think people won't mind getting an 8/5 or
Hey,
above.
I'll take an 8.5. I'll take an
So
8.5.
if it's a modern, it'll probably be a 9/8. But if it's a key book and an older book, it'll probably be 8/5 or up. So
Oh, so
there you go.
Cachone wants to know who started the tag. Cachone, TiVo started the tag. TiVo, Lords of the Long Box, he started the
Yeah.
tag, and
On his new
actually,
channel, sub him up.
yeah,
Sub him up on that.
on his new channel. So yeah, it was actually TiVo that started it. He tagged me and King of the Golden State and Alex the Comic Hoarder. So haha, Alex, you've been tagged too, Alex, and King of the Golden State. If you're watching, ha ha ha. If you didn't see his video, go watch it.
That's right. It looks like we got a couple of football fans in the chat too. So
oh yeah, like I said, yeah.
I'll make that announcement. If you're not sub to me, then and it's not my fault. But if you but if you're not, just be looking out because I'll call it fantasy pick'em pool. Probably is what it's going to be. So and it's I've already named it. I've already set it up with CBS Sports, so it's ready to roll. I'm just ready to turn it on live. I'm going to be sending out invitations starting probably next week. So
Cool, man.
I'm going to look
So
out for that.
so I got tomorrow. I'm going to be trying to defeat Y2 Crybaby for the cover championship on the hunt. Yeah, it's time to refill. And then that's Friday. And then Sunday, I believe there's going to be another slapdown tournament on
Oh,
Sunday.
nice! That was
So yeah,
fast.
so I think there's going to be another. I'm not for sure. But I believe there is going to be another. I haven't had any confirmation, but I think they're working on it. And
Yeah,
there's supposed to be another slapdown tournament, hopefully Sunday. And then
cool.
next week I'll be doing What's Your Grails, and my guest will be Mr. Miracle. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so
Welcome, Mr. Miracle. Next week.
yes. So man, I've been having a blast doing this. I had a blast talking to you, Bubs. It's been great to interact with you. I watched like a lot of your videos, man, all the time, and it's like, dude, now it's just like to get to hang out with you is kind of cool, man. I had a real good
Yeah,
time, dude.
it was big fun. Thanks for having me on.
Good.
I was honored to get the tap, and glad to be in the ring with you. It's just awesome.
Well, you guys have a good one. This has been What's Your Grails, and we're gonna sign off. And y'all have a good one, and see you next week.
See you, man.